looks like we have no one from the public and we have two directors absent, so we're running a skeleton crew here tonight. So let's get ready to roll here and do a roll call, please.
Okay, Director Coverdale, absent. Director Feldman.
Here.
Director Reynolds.
Yep.
Vice President Michelson.
Here.
President Mueller is absent.
Okay. Right. So usually we have Ken leading it, so Bob, why don't you lead it?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you very much. So, okay, now we got a couple new additions there. Remotely attending. So do we have any public comment? Seeing none in the boardroom and anyone remotely, that would be a no. Moving forward to consent calendar, and I see that Ken reviewed the claims, and did he bless them? He did. Yes, he did. So looks like we have an item J. It has my name on it, so looks like we should remove that from the consent calendar before we vote.
Correct. And item J is the water service connection transfer report, and that's just an informational report anyway, but because you act on the consent calendar, we're going to remove that, and the minutes will just reflect that the informational report was included in the agenda packet, but not part of the action.
Yeah, thank you for that information, Patrick. That said, does anyone have any issues they'd like to discuss and or pull, or can we get a motion to approve the claims?
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent calendar.
I second it.
Moved and seconded.
Director Coverdale is absent. Director Feldman.
Yes.
Director Reynolds.
Yes.
Vice President Michelson.
Yes. Good. Thank you.
President Mueller is absent.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're moving ahead to meetings attended, director comments. Anyone have an opportunity to attend any conferences, meetings, the like that they care to share with us, Bob?
So I had the opportunity to, along with, as it turns out, Kathleen Brand, who I met, attend the Region 5 meeting that was held a few weeks back in Alameda. So they have each region has a meeting where they bring together region members or others who want to come and see it. So we visited their facilities, the Alameda County Water District. I have never been there before, but my initial impression was interesting because everything about them is about an order of magnitude bigger than we are. Multiply us by 10 and you have almost what they have, but bigger in number of connections, budget, number of staff, number of users, even though there are actually more than 10 times the number of users. And even their boardroom was an order of magnitude bigger than ours, because it's quite impressive. I suggest everybody to go see it. The only thing in common we have is our general counsel, as I understand. And fortunately, he's not an order of magnitude bigger.
It's harder more. See my picture on the paper?
I thought that was very interesting, but nonetheless, we saw 3 things there. They did a great job. I have to commend them. They really put out the effort. They had a lot of people, a lot of resource. People were everywhere trying to help. There were about 20 attendees, I guess, 20, and there were about 10 of them. And they were all over trying to make us feel comfortable and happy, and they did a great job. They really showed us hospitality, and I can't say enough about that. We saw 3 things which were of interest to me because I hadn't really run into any of this myself before. And so I learned along the way. They gave us a tour of their rubber dam on the Alameda Creek, which is a large cylindrical rubber device that raises and lowers the water levels as required. And they put in a fish quarry there, a fish ladder, which won the award at the Aqua 2022 Aqua Award for construction. It's a $60 million device to bring fish across when the dam is up so they can keep moving to their habitat. Trout and lampreys, I think, were two of the ones they mentioned. It was quite a significant, they've been working on it for 25 years and they pulled it off in 2022. They got the funding, they got 30% of it was from a variety of sources and they were really proud of it. And it was quite interesting. So I learned a lot more about fish ladders and rubber dams than I ever thought I'd known. So that was good. Then they took us to Quarry Lakes Regional Park and gave us a brief history of the water district, which was quite extensive way back to the Donner Party almost. So I won't get into that, but it was quite interesting. And they showed us the ponds where they hold the water, where they do the
Recharge.
recharge. 6 large ponds, about 3,000 acres worth of area there. And they have a whole different geology, geography, topology, and topography than we do. And so a lot of what they do is not stuff we do. And so it was really fascinating to learn a lot about other people's approaches to serving the community and the public and giving them water supplies. So I learned a lot more about that than I knew, and Kathleen was an expert, so she helped me along and had a great lunch. And finally, we toured their Newark desal facility, which was rather extensive as well, built in 2002, I believe. It's about 20 years old. At about extensive facility there. And they put out 4 million gallons of water a day, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was designed for 5, but
Yeah, right. It's quite something. So I learned a lot about desal, the needs for it, how they provide it, and the associated wraparounds. And so in general, they were with us. The head of Aqua was there, the general manager of Aqua, the CEO, the president, and the vice president. Ernie Avila is now going to be the new vice president of Aqua. So they put a lot of effort and a lot of people in there, make us feel comfortable. And so just wanted to mention that and say that, you know, it was really a sort of an eye-opening experience, and I learned a lot from it. And we appreciate their efforts. If you ever get a chance to tell them thanks, that their efforts were well regarded.
Pass on the word.
No, that sounds like a great opportunity. I know recharge is really, really big right now. We're hearing more and more about recharge. So actually getting an opportunity to see how that works, and certainly desal is just on the table too. So now something a great opportunity. I wish I could have gone. I only got to stay at the chalet and overlook they had Jet. That's the only report I have. So that was one of the perks of being on Bosque. I did win the lottery, and I had the opportunity to stay at the chalet. Although it does cost $350 a night, so it's not like it's a freebie. But what a beautiful opportunity to overlook really where our water is coming from, and I can report it's full. Very, very nice to see that.
One thing I should mention is that what I learned also, and I guess I just passed this on as information, and for the community as well, is regardless how big the water districts are, how many people they have, how much they deliver, and what their budgets are, they all focus on the same things. It's a lot of uncanny to see how everybody is worried about precisely the same parameters and same goals and same objectives that we all are in trying to deliver our services to our communities. And all 457 members of Aqua do the same thing. So we're not really very much different, even though the scope of what we do and the size of what we do may be different. We are not. We are all worried about the same exact criteria, the same exact problems and the same exact goals to try and meet the needs of the public. That was very interesting because you could swear they all worked for us. I mean, it was just like that. It was like we were among friends. It was like a family, even though I hadn't ever been in touch with any of these people before. So just, again, that's a side bar.
No, thank you. Thank you for the report. And fun? No, myself neither. No. Vacation and had 2 trips. That's about all I've been doing the past month. So thank you very much. Moving forward then to general business, and Mary, please.
Okay, so first item is on for basically renewing our balanced hydrologic agreement. It's quantifying the water available for diversion of Denison and San Pacific creeks continues to be a big issue for us and an important need for us. And we are our regulators, our various agencies, our consultants constantly use this data. And we've been using balance to do our gauging since the 2011 water year. It's really important for us to keep a consistent and historical database of this data. So I would ask the board to consider approving a professional services agreement with Balance Hydrologics for water year 2024 for $99,106. As I note in here, the current agreement is $92,516. Basically, they're doing a little bit more maintenance on some of our gauges, and so they added 8 hours. They look like they have like a 5% increase in their labor rates, but it's similar to last year, except some replacements of transducers and some repairs.
Yeah, no, this is an important item, and data is going to play a huge role in moving this project forward. And without the data, there is no project. So this is something we have to do.
Pursuant to that, I would expect that we have at some point in the future plan to have another update on San Vicente from our consultant to advise us on whatever new exciting things we may be looking towards.
We'll look for a meeting for the future. We have a few things going on right now, so right. I would probably say we want to wait at least 3 months or so.
Okay, no, so but at some point going forward, we'll have another update and give us a briefing on what's going on. Thank you.
Okay, can we have a motion, please? Just with one to my left and one to my right. You guys are going to be busy with motions tonight.
Yeah. That's his.
I move
Okay.
that we authorize the general manager to enter into a professional service agreement with Balance Hydrologics, Inc. for water year 2024, engaging groundwater monitoring and data analysis for the Denison Creek and San Vicente Creek water tank for an estimated time and materials cost of $99,160.
I will second that. So moved and seconded, roll call, please.
Okay, Director Coverdale is absent. Director Feldman,
Yes.
Director Reynolds.
Yep.
Vice President Michaelson,
Yes.
President Mueller is absent.
Mary, what are the piezometers in Pillar Point Marsh measuring? Why?
Excellent question.
Excellent.
Water levels.
But piezometers typically aren't what you use to measure water levels, are they?
Well, I think they're saying piezometers, it's just a monitoring well.
Because in the wells.
Sometimes people use that term interchangeably.
As in the wells, they have the Solinist level loggers. And so I was just curious why the Pillar Point has piezometers instead.
Well, I think the ones in the wells are old production wells, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the piezometers, I think, are just 2-inch boreholes, essentially. That's my understanding.
Can I throw a request out?
Absolutely.
So these guys come once a month, right?
Yes,
So how about they take us, you know, a couple of us on a show and tell. Next time when it's convenient for them,
sure.
as I'd love to see what, I mean, we've been paying them since 2011. I know as a enthusiast of what the district does, I've not seen what they do, and it'd be kind of cool to go see what they do. And I get it, they pull the data out, download it, and throw it into computer modeling.
Right.
Yeah, but I'd love to see the field work.
That sounds good. We'll set that up.
I've got rubber boots.
Perfect.
Especially if it could be replicated by staff, is that where you're going?
No,
No.
I didn't get there that far. I know, I've asked that question in the past,
No,
and
it's a
staff have done a really
legit
good job of explaining what it is. But some of the consultants that we hire, it's easier to understand what they do. And this, I think I'd be keen to see how these guys do it, and it would add to my database, because I have a feeling that we're gonna be doing this
For a long time.
Exactly. Forever. Not the last time we're proving this, and I'd love to have more knowledge so that I can be more informed about what we're doing.
Yeah, we did adjust their scope a bit last year. But this, I will say, I mean, we're now getting asked for this data continually by a lot of our consultants. And again, the state.
No, yeah, nothing happens without.
And it really needs to be, if we can't really do it, we really need to.
Yeah, no, and we've had that discussion in the past, but I think it'd be intriguing to go and see the stations and see how we're doing it, because it is something that's coming up more and more.
We'll set that
You
up.
see there, the states authorized each county. Kathleen would probably know this, but I think it's $125,000 grant per request for validating or how you're gonna handle groundwater level monitoring. Did I summarize that correctly?
Yeah, I think it's only for actual Sigma agencies. So you have to have, you have to be. Yeah. Sorry. So we wouldn't qualify. There's no groundwater authority in San Mateo County.
I know it's just intriguing that it's becoming more, not only is the state asking for the data, but they're actually putting money out there to monitor, to sort of say, hey, we get it, this will be ongoing.
Yeah, I think especially for the Central Valley and.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no doubt that's where there's definitely an interest. But if you remember, there was a short period there where they classified us, what is a moderate risk watershed?
What was it? High priority? It was high priority.
And we proved that.
Yeah, we were like, really,
We
dude?
really don't have the
Yeah.
groundwater here.
I think it was just based on the number of wells. They saw the number of wells.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting anomaly, but
Yeah.
I think it's something we as a society are gonna be paying more attention to, and we're at the cusp of the front end of that effort is running the water agencies. Well, sir,
Okay.
next topic.
Good, sounds like the field trip is in the future. So James, look like you're gonna handle the next one?
I will. Evening. So as you know, we've been working on the Nunes Improvement Project for a couple of years now. And what we did to make sure that we had the right firm on the SCADA integration side is we had a budget included in the bid document so that we would hire Calcon. I've had experience at other agencies where you get a low bid subcontractor come in, they mess your SCADA up, and then you gotta decide if you're gonna fix it and void the warranty or not. So we luckily we're able to, with your support, hire Calcon to do this. There has been some changes in the scope of services and some additional requests from staff. We hired Calcon because we trust them and they're really good at what they do and they know us very well and they always deliver. And I've gone over the attachment A. If you guys want to go over those line items, I've gone over it with Sean. Sean's reinforced that those were all add-ons. They're not getting paid twice to do anything. And these are all necessary changes to get the optimized performance out of the said basin and the new filters that we're spending all this money on. So what we're looking for now is an additional scope of $59,917 so that they can complete their work in a timely fashion as directed by staff And then this saves the markup and red tape of having Ranger involved, because we're talking to Rudy a lot with Calcon. So I'm happy to explain further if needed. But we are hoping that you would be willing to approve this not to exceed time and materials budget. And again, it's time and materials. They're not going to spend it all, and we're going to make sure that they don't spend it all or go over.
Chris, if you're ready, I'll make.
Yeah, you are up. Thank you.
I would like to make a motion that we approve a not to exceed time materials budget with Calcon Systems Inc. for $59,917 for additional scope SCADA control strategy items as part of the Nunes Water Treatment Plant Upgrades Project.
Second.
Good, moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Okay, Director Coverdale is absent. Director Feldman,
Yes.
Director Reynolds,
Yes.
Vice President Michelson,
Yes.
President Miller is absent.
Good, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, James. Okay. This is our quarterly financial. It's kind of
Yeah, and well,
rough numbers here.
well, it's hard to believe that we're now well into October. And the first 3 months of the year, that's good. You know, as we review the last 3 months, the most notable item is that even though the drought officially ended in the spring, water use and revenues continue to be low and continue to be down. I'll say that's partially due to the cooler weather we've had on the coast. But also I think we still see a lot of, continued conservation. So it is something that is concerning that our sales are down. Year-to-date revenue is down 421,000, or it's 10.6% below plan. Now, note for the similar, period, we budgeted similar to what we had last year. So we're 11% below what we sold last year in this time frame in the middle of a drought. So it is something that is pretty major. Our ratepayers have responded. And I will say, just to give you some reference, actual water sales are 29% lower for the same period in 2019. So it's, this is so.
Mary, did you break that into commercial versus residential? Is that a drop in residential use, or is that commercial drop?
It's combined. I don't have it showing here, but I will say ag use is really way down.
Yeah, that's what
that's really a large chunk of where we're at. But just in general, if you're looking at I think, if you look back at the, at the sales by category, you'll see, the differences. We were, some of the differences. Again, ag is significant. We're probably similar with residential. It's still down. And certainly some of our irrigation is down.
But hydrant sales have held very well.
Well, we have building, so we did have an offset with our non-operating revenue, where we had some higher ERAF, higher interest earnings. So in total with revenue, we're 303,000 below budget. The good news is that our expenses were down, but we do have timing issues at the beginning of the year. But one of the big issues, the big savings area was that because our water revenue was down, we didn't buy as much water from PUC. So we saved 210,000 in water and 101,000 in PG&E costs for running Crystal Springs. So we had those savings, and we had a couple open positions, and so which compensated. I will say again, we have timing issues with repairs and various things during the year. So you know, but, at least right now we're showing that we're ahead of plan, bottom line, but it's still an issue that as we continue with the sales, it's concerning. So we're watching it close, watching
What
our.
was our goal again? What was our target, 510 this year? Yes. Million gallons.
Our target, we were in that range, 510, but
Last year we did
four,
190.
we did 467.
Okay, I just.
Yeah, but right now we are, on a 12-month run rate of 450 million gallons.
Okay, I'm just trying, that's what I'm trying to.
Down from in 2019 timeframe, 2020, we were 635 million gallons.
So you say, okay, our ratepayers really taking it to heart. Trying to keep all water use down. No, we did a good job. I mean, selling it, it's for sure. Kathleen,
Uh-oh. Here.
you're gonna make up for that.
I tell Mayor I haven't done any conservation.
Just write us a check for it.
Okay, that was it,
But nonetheless, we're still ahead of budget. We saved a lot of money, we made some extra money, and I mean, our expenses were significantly lower than we planned, so we're still doing a good job of keeping our eye on the ball and not letting things get away from us, so let's hope that maybe as time progresses, we'll see better usage. That's not all we can do at this point.
and thank God for ERAP.
Right, yeah, that stuff's been helping us.
Yeah, if we lose that,
We made good interest too on the loan that we.
Yes.
The LAIF loan is. The money that we're making is far above our projections too. So we're getting good return on that.
So, yeah. Now with our CIP, we've spent a little over $1 million to date of our $8 million plan, and so we do want to have a facilities committee meeting
I'm in.
early.
Yep.
And discuss what we're going to be doing this year. And right now our cash balances are in the $12 million range, so we're in good shape.
yeah, that's the great news. We have been very, very conservative in our cash reserves, but that's
Yeah,
nice.
no. Good news.
Thank you. Being that was purely informational, now, James, you up again?
News water treatment plant upgrade project update number 26. Long story short, we've been in filter 3. We have demoed everything in filter 3, or Ranger has rather. They've done the crack seal, coating, air scour piping, under drains, electrical work, and commissioning the valves. And then Mary, if you don't mind going to the pictures, I can give you the tour of the pictures. I think people at home appreciate. Top left picture. This is, these are the remote control units for the actuators that are way up top of the gallery that we can't get to, so they can operate these valves down the ground floor. Nice safety feature. This is filter 3, looks a lot like filter 4, but every filter is a little different, we figured out. So this is them putting the air scour piping together. It's the scaffolding for when they're coating, right after the blast and coat. This is the air scour piping. This is the ceiling of the filter gallery. This is on the top right. Air scour piping, you can see how high it comes in, and this is where it penetrates through the wall here. Jumping to the lower left corner is the coating around the troughs. Next picture on the lower to the right is this is one of the valve actuators for the air scour piping. Again, a reminder, this is replacing the surface wash. So when we clean these filters, we're going to produce much less wash water, and it's a more efficient operation, and the media gets much cleaner. And this is the Ranger gentleman putting the piping together. You can see how difficult some of the working conditions are. They got good balance. They're all tied off luckily. And this is the valve with the extension with the actuator up top. And that's where the valve goes in that picture there. And next picture, Brian Loretta's been doing a good job of helping us with the construction management, and Ranger continues to perform as we expected, and it's been a good project, and I'm available to answer any questions if you have any.
Any questions of James?
I'd love to go see it. I haven't been.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there in
no,
a
and
while.
looking at the pictures, it's looking like it's been a lot of
Yeah.
progress since we were last up there,
Yeah.
so.
When can we come?
Whenever you want. Anytime.
What's a good day for you?
I don't have my calendar in front of me, so if we
Let's do it after.
Yeah, that'd be great.
The record, yeah. Unless you want to come, Pat.
I'll check my schedule. You guys here.
Yeah, so the next week or two, or I mean,
Yeah.
I'm available.
Yeah.
It's a little.
Morning's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find a morning. that we can
Director
do
at a
this.
time.
Two
Yeah.
at a time,
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah, it's facilities, it's the two of us, so yeah,
Understood.
You guys.
okay, that would be great. Love to see in progress.
Okay, and then we'll talk to Mary about how we want to schedule that.
Perfect.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. So now some good news, some award we won. I wanna tell us about how we're doing?
We're,
There's one more piece.
there's some more.
Oh,
What?
60, the packet.
it's not in the binder. Oh, it's on the
60,
side. Oh, okay.
It was
Late edition.
Did it, a late
Okay.
revision.
Yeah, no, I thought I saw this and then
Yeah,
it wasn't late revision. It wasn't in my binder. Okay. Okay, so Kathleen is gonna carry this one.
So, yeah, so this, it's part of our beautification project for our offices here. So we started with the hardscape, during COVID, we, made the front more ADA compliant and, put in, the new ramps and sidewalk and everything. And we were going to do landscaping right after that, but then the drought hit us pretty hard. So we had to put off putting in the plants and doing the landscape. But now when the drought, the water shortage, I should say, was lifted in the spring, we got back into trying to firm up the design of the landscaping. It's pretty much going to be the same design that we had before, just a different plant selection. And so we're asking that the board authorize the general manager to enter into a contractual agreement not to exceed $33,000 with Scapes Incorporated for the installation of new landscaping at 766 Main Street.
Okay, were we ahead of the curve on doing the ADA ramping?
We didn't get sued.
Yeah,
Yeah, yes, we,
okay, so, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Just so often it's after the fact, so we were proactive, did the right thing before it became an issue. Okay, and that's really important to note that we're being proactive here.
Bob, you want to make this motion or you want me to?
I'll make this one. Authorize the general manager to enter into contract agreement not to exceed $33,000 with Scapes Inc. for the installation of new landscaping at 766 Main Street.
And I will second that. I'm just looking at the, 50 years ago? Yeah, I landscaped Frenchman's Creek, 51 years ago. Yeah, prices have gone up. I think I was making $4 or $5 an hour then. Yeah, so I don't. Damn, okay.
Scapes is the local.
Yeah, they're up on 92.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's good that it's local.
Director Coverdale's absent. Director Feldman,
Yes,
Director Reynolds.
Yep.
Vice President Michelson.
Yes.
And President Moore is absent.
Okay, good. Now we can move on to our recognition.
well, we are very pleased to announce that we are once again, the Aqua local winner for Region 5 for the outreach award. So this is the second year that we've won an award. So I think in our we've been active on responding to Aqua's requests for support for some of their for their legislative efforts. So I anyway, and I also thank Kathleen in helping with this as well. So it's a combined, it's an effort for all of us to, and for Coastside, and we're being the small agency
Now, this was the second time in 2 years.
in 2 years, yes.
I mean, I made the comments the last time, if I remember. It's really impressive that we, out of 15 probably agencies in this region, managed to pull this off twice in a row and also take the effort to be involved, considering the 457 agencies in the state and 10 regions. That's still pretty much a mark of excellence. I think we always strive for excellence, and to me, this indicates our determination. We had this issue with the water rights legislation. We didn't like it, and we made it clear that we didn't like being right with them, moving forward to tell them we supported the work they were doing, and it worked. And so when I see the executive officer there in Alameda, and I can always say we're right on top of these things for you. I hope you appreciate that. And I get a kick out of that because it makes us stand out. And also they give you an award at the meeting in Akowich, Mary, I believe is going to, and John. And you can be there to pick it up and be there to get your picture taken as amongst all that big mass of people down there getting it. So I applaud everyone here for doing the work that it takes. You have there's a little voice of conscience always asking about, are we doing this? Are we doing that? But you guys step up to it and make it work. So good for you and congratulations. And I'll really be happy when you pick it up there at the meeting and show our stuff to the rest of the community. It's good. That's cool. It really is. I know the numbers are big, and look at the scale of things. And you see that we still can make ourselves known in what I consider this large water environment. And I think that's really a credit to this community and to these people on this staff. I don't know how else to say it because it always just boggles my mind that we can do this. Good work.
No, I think we all should be super proud of the work that, staff, board members, proud of everything we do here. And it's free, you at the AQUA meetings, just hold your head high. So awesome. Good to hear. Thank you. Okay. James, it looks like you're gonna tell us what you've been up to for the past month.
Little of this and that. Denniston ran the entire month of September. We're happy to say it's been a good water year out there. We just shut it down Sunday night late, prepare for dredging. This week, or it was Monday night, we shut it down. We're dredging. Jim Steele's out there. He's happy. We're happy. Lots of nice sand from all the storms that we had. But that's moving right along. So I'm glad that we're doing that. Darren set up an emergency response training class or kind of session out at Crystal Springs with CAL FIRE. It was really good for staff to be reassured that they know where the pump station is, how to get there and what it looks like and all the hazards. So we had, I think, 3 engines and several trucks from CAL FIRE out there. They were excited about the opportunity to come out and kind of talk about the different hazards. So it was a really good session from what Darren reported back. And we're going to continue to invite them out at that facility because it's so unique and we want them to know where it's at when we call them. So they know where it's at now. Local sources or September sources, Crystal Springs, Pilarcitos, and Denniston. Crystal Springs was pretty much just Skylon only. So we've been getting gravity water from Pilarcitos the whole month at Nunez. And we've been told by San Francisco that there's plenty of water in there to get us through to the rainy season. So which is right around the corner. Nunez treatment plant ongoing. We just talked about that. We've had problems at the altitude valve over at the Alves tank because of the low inlet pressure and it fluctuates a little bit. So we've worked with clay valve and actually put some solenoid controls on it so that we can have better control of when it opens, when it closes. If it goes haywire, we can shut it off. And we train staff on how to do that. If the power's out, how to work around the automated features that we put on there. It's on SCADA now. Staff's really happy to be able to keep an eye on that tank and how we're filling it and when we fill it. The pump station at Alves was complete, no roof rot. It's always a big surprise when you open up a roof, and contractor did a great job there. Water information management system is now in use at Denison Water Treatment Plant. Todd's been kind of spearheading that one and done very well. And again, this is the database that's replacing Todd's old legacy access database. So something that's supported and modern, and even other staff can design reports in. So it's very useful, and we're kind of just scratching the surface on what the capabilities there. Updates on what EKI has been working on. Medial Magellan crossings are out to bid. Myrtle Street and Second Avenue is a valve replacement project that's also out to bid. We're going to eliminate a couple of mains that run through essentially backyards. EKI has modeled that, and I've talked to Glenn about that project a little bit. It's a good one, and they're both scheduled for bid openings on the 26th. So hopefully we'll get some good competitive bids. We've got a lot of interest from the local contractors on these projects. 92, I'm still working on it. The 90% comments are into EKI, and they're dusting that off for 100% set. Hopefully go to bid in the next few months. Popular Water Main project is ongoing. As you guys have probably seen, they're starting to put in services. Estimated completion date is November. They're not going to be working Friday in anticipation of all the mobilization for Pumpkin Weekend for safety and just not aggravating people. Let's see. Half Moon Bay tank replacement project, 100% design comments are in, and SWCA has drafted a CEQA notice of exemption. It's been filed over at the county, and we're just working out some conflicts with other utilities on that site, and we'll update the facilities committee when we're ready to do that. Stetson, 90% San Vicente pipeline design comments are in. Met with the engineers, and they're doing a revision based on our comments. And staff's pretty adamant about how we want it to look, which has been good. It's nice to tell the consultants how we want it to look. You have any questions? Happy to comment further. It's been a busy month, getting a lot done.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Mary, has FEMA been heard from?
Excuse me?
FEMA, have they ever been heard from? Just asking. My usual nag, my usual nag.
Yeah, I've
No.
pinged and
Okay, Kathleen, you can tell us, imagine a day without water. I tell you, that would be
So, yeah, this is,
tough.
well, this is a national campaign. It's, I think, one of the better ones. It's, imagine a day without water, is a concept that you can reach out to all the different people, all different ages, all the different sectors of our society. So we're promoting it. You could do things like write editorials about water. You can do social media posts, which we'll probably do, and advertisements and proclamations and things like that. But I do think it's instead of your typical Save the Water campaigns or others, it really gets to what's important about water in your community. What would you do if you didn't have water in the fire hydrants, and if you couldn't take your showers, if hospitals didn't have water, schools didn't have water, all those things that we take for granted. So we're going to help promote this. So there's going to be this advertisement in the Pumpkin Festival pullout on Wednesday. So that should be distributed, I think, on Wednesday.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for that. And that will take us to Director agenda items, request for board meetings before we go into closed session. If not, we could adjourn this meeting and go into closed session.
Okay, so it's now 7:44 and the board is going to convene into closed session. Pursuant to California Government Code Section 54956.9 subsection 1. Conference with legal counsel, existing litigation. City of Camden et al. Versus 3M Company, case number 2-23-CIV 03147-RMG, and also City of Camden et al. Versus EI DuPont de Nemours and Company, case number 2-23-CIV 03230-RMG. Now convene into closed session.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.